There was a video I did on this channel a while back where I talked about the Patriots winning again, and the whole video comment section was all about how I had a Broncos hat and a Chargers jersey on. So I've put on my Broncos XL jersey, which is way too big for me now, and a Broncos hat, so we won't need to talk about that. I'm not a Broncos fan, just wearing Broncos gear. Antonio Brown, the most talked about football player in football. And in this house, where my wife's not a football fan, if I mention him and she goes, "Who?" I say, "The guy who burned his feet in the cryotherapy chamber." Today he signs with the New England Patriots. And I didn't do the season preview thing that I kind of wanted to do. I didn't really have the time this week to do it. I am at some point going to do a video about who I think is most likely to win the Super Bowl. I may wait till about mid-season, get into which teams are at the top, and say, you know what, I think this is probably your Super Bowl champion. But, of course, I'm leaning towards the Patriots because that's the way it works. Now, Antonio Brown's relationship with Pittsburgh went sour at least a year before he actually left. And they did their best to try to make it work, and he's very outspoken. He's a very outspoken gentleman, and yeah, so he ends up with the Raiders, and they sign him to an extension to which there was $30 million in guaranteed money that was about to become available to him, so they released him before that $30 million was to be paid. At least guaranteed, right? A day after he's released, and the funny thing is, I was going to do like a funny sort of hockey video because the Canucks invited him to their training camp. They even photoshopped him into a Canucks jersey with an A on it. Bold move making him an assistant captain that quickly, unless the A stands for Antonio. But I have instead done a little bit of searching and gone, wait a minute, what? He has signed a deal with the Patriots. And the mood on Twitter is one that I have to agree with. This looks fishy. It just, and I'm not saying that the Patriots did anything wrong or that there was any kind of tampering going on, but it just seems like it was really, really quick. And the agreement goes into place, and apparently there's a $9 million signing bonus right away, and I think it's $15 million for a year with New England. And he's already tweeted out a Photoshop picture of himself in a New England jersey going, yeah, looks great, kind of thing. Huh. So, because that was one of the rumors that had gone around for a while, was that there were certain places he wanted to play and places he didn't. And questions of whether or not he was really into the whole playing for the Raiders thing. I don't necessarily blame a football player for looking at the Raiders, looking at the last 20 years this team has had and going, I don't know if I want to play there. I can understand that. Totally. But at the same time, this looks really, really fishy to me. So instead of doing a fun little video where I was going to talk about, hey, maybe he could come to the Canucks. Where could he play? What position could he play? I'm instead going, wait a minute. He went to the Patriots? Huh. And of course it has to be the Patriots, right? The team that anytime anything fishy goes on in the NFL, you see Bill Belichick in the boat with the fishing rod. And again, it's not really fair to kind of have that feeling about a move made by the Patriots, but that's kind of where I am. That's kind of where I'm at. And I'm a Chargers fan, so this isn't, some kind of salt for me. As a Chargers fan, I know we're not winning anything. I've seen previews where they're like, oh, Chargers are in really good shape, and even if they can't sign their running back, it's okay because they got these other guys. Okay, well, I agree that replacing a running back is usually overrated as a problem. For the most part, there's usually at least 2 or 3 good running backs in almost any organization. I say almost because there are cases where it makes a big difference. I don't see the Chargers as being Super Bowl contenders because it's just never going to happen. I'm never going to see a Super Bowl for the Chargers. Never saw it in San Diego. I don't see it in LA either. And if I keep saying San Diego, I apologize because I think of them as the San Diego Chargers. It's going to take a while before I see them as the LA Chargers. I still think it would have been great if that was the team that went to Las Vegas rather than the Raiders who are going to go there. But they won't have Antonio Brown on that Raiders roster. I thought it was weird enough that they brought John Gruden down to be the coach. We'll see how that goes for the Raiders this year, how long he sticks it out. The Raiders are an interesting organization of interesting people and interesting ownership. And one very interesting person just made his way to the Patriots. So the question I ask to you is, the player gets cut yesterday and today the Patriots sign him. Do you think the Patriots had their eye on him the whole time and they just waited to pounce now? Do you think the player had his eye on the Patriots, and as soon as he gets cut from the Raiders, I kept wanting to say Steelers, but he hasn't been with the Steelers for a while, months. Was it just a case of as soon as he got cut by the Steelers, maybe Steelers, see I did it, gets cut by the Raiders, that he makes a phone call to the Patriots? What's going on here? It's, again, if he signed with the Rams, with the Cowboys, not the Cowboys. People are always suspicious of the Cowboys, but he went to like the Giants, something like that. I don't think we'd be talking about it as much, but the Patriots? Really? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you think this just blows over? And what do you expect from Brown in New England? Is he going to actually wear boots in the cryogenic? See, to me, if I look at this fridge, and I say, all right, I'm going to step into this fridge. How cold's that fridge? And they go, yeah, it's about 3 degrees Kelvin. I'm going to go put on some boots before I get in there. So, again, it's one of those things. When it happened, I'm like, wait, what the hell? How do you do this? How does this happen? And I still have those questions in my head. I just didn't have a reason in a hockey video to throw that in there. I will say that on the Canucks tweet about offering him a spot in training camp until, an hour later when he signs with the Patriots, there was somebody who tweeted in response he would probably get frostbite. Points. I just call what he did freezer burn. I know technically it's frostbite, but I call it freezer burn because he was in a freezer and you don't put on the boots. It's one of those things. It's sort of like when I used to work at my old job and we talked about how sometimes you'd hire people and it seemed like they were good, but they didn't turn out to be very intelligent. And I said, look, this is where we need lawn darts. You tell them to throw the lawn darts up in the air, and then you know who you're keeping, because the ones that end up putting an eye out, those are the ones you got to let go. You got to, you know what, this isn't going to work. And to me, having frostbite from getting put into a cryogenic because you're not wearing the proper footwear, no, that to me right there, that's when they should have cut him. That's when they should have said, oh, this isn't going to work. That's 3 degrees Kelvin. And I know it's not that cold. I realize it's not that cold. I'm talking in hyperbole. So, there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below regarding Antonio Brown and all this stuff. And again, every now and then I will delve into a football video. And to me, this is noteworthy because of where he signed and who signed. So let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. Just happened upon this video. And hey, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.